find war and wild, unity undefined. Forged in the furnace that is the daisy grind. Taught to battle with my fists as much as my mind. So, if you hear, you know, we got more drama than HBO. And fuck front row seats with the show. So step into the scene if you're ready to go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Show us what you got. Are you ready now? Show us what you got. We're gonna show you what we got. We're in there, so you know we make it hot. This is an attack, can't take it, won't take it, now we about to hit back. Click, clack, lock and load, got to hit the road, enough is enough, shit's about to get rough. You know it's bad when you gotta fight for peace, but the cure always needs a bit of the disease. Came out swinging from the belly of the beast, gonna bridge the gap between west and east. North and south, man, ain't no doubt, gonna give them a war like never before. Hearts full of love, saying fuck you fool, undivided we stand, together we roll. Hungry for a fight, but it never seemed to feel right. Then I found a good fight, the best fight. Needed like the rage against the time of the light. Set my sights, fire bars, and shots again. Never gonna stand still. We fight the power, the profits from the gift. Get the basic boys know that diversity is a gift, and we wanna share it with our people worldwide. Cause the basic boys know that diversity is a gift. Put myself on the screen, which I am doing now. So thank you guys for joining me here, and I love doing this because I get to talk about what we're working on, all the amazing stuff that we've got coming up, all the artwork that's been handed in by my artists every week, sometimes every day. You know, I get to see some amazing work come in, and I get to share them with you guys and let you see the real, not AI, but the real talent and skilled people that I'm working with. Like this one here. This is from a book that we're working on called Robot Nation. Robot Nation has been on my mind because that's the next one we're bringing out into Kickstarter next. But of course, Robot Nation is already available for you to buy. If you check the chat, the link is there for that. You get the black and white digital version for $2.99 US, which is around about, give or take, about $5 this one. And that's pretty cheap, right, for a comic book with about 36 pages, 28 pages of art and story. I mean, it's quality story. Everybody that's read it has said this is really good. So I'm not biased towards it. I mean, I would be biased towards it, but I'm not biased in the sense that people are telling me that they love it. And not only that, they've wanted to do fan art for it or covers for it. And so I've said, okay, cool. But also that means that I want to put those pages into the Kickstarter. So with the Kickstarter print version, you will get extra pages, you will get color, right? Full color version and so much more, as well as, variant art. So this is one of the pages we're doing as part of like a pin-up kind of thing to do like a promo for this book, which is, let me just jump back there. This is the artwork that's done by Luis Andrade, and he's really, you can look at the work he's put in just in the sketch part of it. So, when we do the actual comic book for this release, I'm actually looking at doing it as a sketch cover, right? As a pencil cover, right? So that you guys get to see this amazing work. So this is Howler. Look at the close-up of this. This is a character named, one of the main characters named Alicia Aurelia, and she's just amazing. So she's predominant in the first issue of the book. We're doing like a three issue volumes at each time. So we're releasing issue 1, issue 2, issue 3. I'm calling them chapters because we're creating a graphic novel through them. So the first volume is going to be 3 chapters in it, but we'll release them as like, chapter 1, 22 pages of art and so on, and probably like around about 42 pages or 36 pages of comic book, with all the bells and whistles, back matter, letters, so on, thank yous, and etc. And then that'll go up on our Rising Sun Comics page, our publishing page, and while that's up there, we'll be looking at coloring it, and then we'll go on to the next issue, and same again, digital, then color, digital, then color. So that way, for us as a small company, right, as a small studio, this is my way of trying to build, and this is what you got to do if you're an indie creator, right? You don't have money falling out of your eardrums, right, or out of your wallet, and the best way we can help, the best way I can see us promoting ourselves is to put it out there in the black and white version for people to actually read, because not everybody is, wants to pay the extra for a freight. But there's ways I'm trying to work around how I do it for the Oceania side, and then also for the North American side, right, in Canada and South America. So this is all taking time to put together this package for Robot Nation. So this is, this will be the same thing with everything we do now going forward, really thinking through how to be better at what we do as a publisher, as a studio. Because a lot of times, you can think of everything up in the air, and you kind of think, yeah, I've got all these ideas and stuff, which I did last, with our first Incredible Kickstarter. And, you sort of go, if I do this, then it will be this return. And you never know, because you never know. Everything changes, And this is Shayla, the love interest from our main character from Howler, who is Muslim by birth, Indian by Muslim by religion, Indian by ethnicity, right? And so this is some more versions of sort of work, and this is Iosis, our main character from Howler, and he's just he's I don't want to tell you a lot about him, but let's just say him and Shayla get together. They're a couple. And Alicia Aurelia is his mum, right? And we go more into that in the first issue. Try to let people, try to give you as much information about it as you can. It is a kind of like a monster creature comic book genre. So it's a horror genre comic book. And, so let me get back to that one there. So you can see Louise here, coming up with the character. I gave him some couple references on that, and I said, hey, what do you, have a look at this and show me, come up with something. And I liked it. And then we also had, then I went through and I said, hey, too much chin hair, looks a bit older. Let's give him like a youngish 18-year-old with not too much hair, right? So he doesn't look too old, because sometimes hair on a person on their face can make them look really old. For me, it doesn't, because everybody thought I was 30 this weekend and I'm 50, right? And they were shocked when they learned that. So that's coming up in the next few months, right? That's right now. We've finished the first. We're finishing the first lot of storyboarding. So then Louise can get down to illustrating. As you can see here, he's actually done full-on illustration for the character designs. And so that's one of the main things. Now, the other one I want to talk about is let's go with Robot Nation. So Robot Nation right now is available for $2.99 American for the black and white version. And that's 36 pages of digital comic book, 2 short stories, a 12-page and a 16-page short story complete, right? So it's a one-shot type thing where it's a standalone issue. It's number 1, but it's a standalone. Number 2 and number 3 are like 2-part issues, right? And so that's sort of like, each one of our stories, each one of our comic book releases will have floppies will have a short story, complete story. So you actually, even though you're waiting for the next story, you actually get a complete story, short story there to mull you over. Because I know that, like with Kickstarter, you have to wait months before the next issue's out, and I understand that, and I feel the same way. I'm like, we're so used to, having comics arrive every month. And so if we don't get that one, we can jump into that one next week, And so there's about 10 comics you can, like I used to do when I was collecting the Mutant series. There was like this or that or that, and I was satisfied for that month, right? Each week I could go in, and there'll be another issue available for me while I wait for the next month for the, for the series and the next one in that series. So I want to do something different with this, and I wanted to, do it like anthology series for my love for anthologies, also for my love for 2018, but also for sci-fi, to do a completely sci-fi oriented comic book, which, lots of different artists could work in, or just, with me right now, I love working with, Francisco. He's freaking amazing. I'm so glad that we were able to have him come on board to do issue number 1. Hopefully, we still got him on issue number 2, but we really need this book to succeed. So we need you to help us to get as much much people to know about it as possible. So please do that for us. I would really appreciate it. I mean, we're just a little company, studio out here in the middle of nowhere in New Zealand, kind of thing, right? At the bottom of the world. We don't have like a lot of, following as such. We don't, we've just only really gotten into it seriously the last 7 months to do this, right? To really push our social media, and especially come up on here every day and do a live stream and talk to you guys. And not only for ourselves, I do this, but also we get guests on, talk about their comics, right? What they're doing. So it's not just us. I'm using this platform just for myself, but for everybody else. Plus, also, we've got our amazing artists doing covers for this as well. So this is actually a comic by Tomas. A cover by Tomas, which I'm coloring at the moment. So you can see here, I'm going through and blocking the colors that we're going to have, and then deciding, later on what's the main color for each, and I don't do colors that often. This would be my second cover that I've actually colored as a whole, because usually I just do flats and I pass it on, because it makes things quicker for the colorist, right? So this is one that I didn't even ask Tomas what he wanted to do. I just said, hey, we need a cover. What would you like to do? And he said, I'll do this. And I said, go for it. Right? I just said, take it idea and run with it. And he did. And this is like the final inked version of it. And of course, like I just mentioned, I will be coloring it. And so I'm also kind of thinking like, do we do a sketch cover variant, or do I put the sketch cover like the ink, right? Ink version, right? Just this sort of version here without any logos or anything. And this is why I'm thinking of like adding extra pages to the print copy. Right, at the moment we're 36 pages, so I think the way we're going, we might be up to 42, because you got to divide by 4, right? Or is it 44? No, that makes it 10 pages. Yeah, it might be about 44 pages, right? 36, yeah, or 40, right? 42 or 40, right? So whatever works out. I think, was it 4 or is it 8? I think it's 4. And so I'll be, I can put this as pinups in the back of the book, right? And one of the things that I've done also for this is that I don't do, uh, um, two-page splash spread page, because that allows me to chuck in things all over the place. Move stories around, make it work how it needs to work, without having to go, oh man, I got to cut up this page. It's not in the right sequence. So I'm looking forward to being able to give you guys extra pages as part of your support for us for the color version on Kickstarter. And also, last week I mentioned that we're going to offer something really cool for the comic stores, that want to back it as well, like a package deal for them, because it's a standalone comic. That means you don't have to wait 6 months for the next one, even though you can, and worry about, oh, nobody's going to buy number 1 because now they've got to wait for 6 months for the next one, or 4 months, or whatever it is. However, they can go away reading this comic book and be satisfied with it. Plus, we're offering you, if you're a comic store, we're offering you a special deal where we're going to give you a free comic book, part of that, which is just for you as a thank you. That is a limit cover just for you, right? For your store. And there's only going to be a limited release of that. At the moment, I've got 25, but I think from what I'm hearing, what I'm feeling about what people are thinking about in the comic industry, in the stores, is that, we might be doing a bit more. And if you are a comic store, reach out. Our emails on the, on the actual, what do you say? It's on a YouTube page, right? On the homepage on the YouTube, you can go into About. There's an email address there, and you can grab that. So this is the latest cover that I'm personally coloring, and like I don't often do that, like I said, but I usually just do the flats. So that's all I want to talk about today, because I don't want to hold you guys up too long. But thank you for all your support, for following our channel. And like I said, I really appreciate it. You don't know how much I appreciate it, because one of the greatest things appreciation I have for is all the comic book creators, artists, and people who are reaching out to be on this channel, to be interviewed, to have conversations with me about about comics, about a film, about things they're creating, documentaries, the art they're working on, the things they're writing, the novels they're working on. And so I really enjoy having conversations. You guys have seen me, right? I really light up because I enjoy that conversation with people. So if you are a creator out there, and please reach out, use that email there and reach out and let me know if that that you're interested in being part of this, part of being on this channel, being interviewed, or having a conversation. So we can have a casual conversation, or we can have a professional one-on-one. So wherever you are, be well, be safe, and if you've got a loved one nearby, give them a hug and a kiss. And if you're if they're far away, or even not so far away, let them know via social media. Give them a phone call, or give them a sentiment message, or a tweet, just or text message, right? Just let them know that you care, that you think about them, because you don't know who might need it right now. And so be well wherever you are. Till next week, ka kite anō. Thank you for joining me. Bye.